Hey, reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, you're watching the original Rebels Racing League.
Welcome everybody to Texas Motor Speedway. Again, this is Josh Holl with Intensity Broadcasting, bringing you the original Rebels Racing League Holl Sheet Metal Rebels Truck Series. This is the second to last race of the season. 2 races to crown a champion. Tonight we'll be racing to see who moves on to the Final Four. I already have one driver in the Final Four, Garrett Kinder, in a must-win situation as he was not going to be here this evening. Gets the win last week, locks himself into Phoenix. Just 3 more drivers left to claim a spot in the final race in 2 weeks at Phoenix. As we see at the top of the board currently is the 53 of Tracy Passions. Currently fastest on the speed charts. Won't have to worry about battling with Garrett Kinder tonight. See if he can find himself in victory lane to punch his ticket to Phoenix. Josh Smith, another one of our playoff drivers, out on track. Currently in 9th position. Has to have a good finish to move himself into the Final Four. As Charlie Elmore goes around on the backstretch and catches Josh Smith. Kyle Roberts not in the playoffs, but currently second quickest on the speed chart with about 1 minute and 15 seconds before we get qualifying underway. Of course, we want to thank you for joining us here tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe if you have not already. It really does help us out, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. We've got the chat up as well. Let us know where you're watching from tonight, where you're checking in from, and who you're rooting for. Also, you can see the playoff drivers are highlighted in blue. They'll be highlighted in blue both on the ticker and on the scoring pylon. So all of your playoff drivers will be marked out there for you to see where they're running. As we got about 30 seconds left here in practice before qualifying gets underway. Of course, don't forget to check out at the link below the home of the original Rebels Racing League, ORRleague.com, where you can find stats, standings, news, all regarding original Rebels Racing. So check that out, ORRleague.com. And below that, there's a link to our web store. You can find hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, not just of Intensity swag, but also your favorite leagues here on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget, each championship winner of every league here on Intensity will get a free piece of swag courtesy of Intensity Broadcasting, as well as there's a link in there to Atman Weiss's web store, so you can check that out. It's all there at intensitybroadcasting.com. We see Josh Oswald, one of the first trucks to hit pit road to get his qualifying attempt underway. Oswald trying to win here tonight to punch his ticket to Phoenix. And with Garrett Kinder missing the race tonight, it's going to give a lot of drivers an opportunity to punch their ticket next week. Or 2 weeks from now, excuse me. Oswald crosses the stripe to get the green flag. He'll have 2 laps to set his time here at Texas. Also on track, we see Kyle Roberts, Charlie Elmore, Mike Veith, Brandon Wallace all getting their qualifying attempts underway as Oswald makes his way through turns 3 and 4 to collect the checkered flag. See where he winds out here. And currently the only driver to complete their laps. That's going to put Oswald up at the top of the board. Brandon Wallace,
Battery low.
another one of our playoff drivers.
Charging battery.
Currently comes across the stripe. He's going to be P3 after his first lap. Let's see what he's able to do here on his second lap. A couple other playoff drivers out on track. Tracy Passons just made his way out onto track as Brandon Wallace comes off of turn number 4. Kyle Roberts jumps up to the top of the board. Brandon Wallace currently third. Tracy Passons coming to take the green flag. Passons using that low line through turns 3 and 4. Now we saw in the first race, these drivers have to lift a little bit getting into turn number 1, but they are wide open through turns 3 and 4. Passons right down to that white line. The driver that can keep it low through turns 1 and 2 will be the quickest here tonight in qualifying. As Passons has a little connection issue there. Back through turns 3 and 4 and across the stripe. Tracy Passons is going to jump up to the top of the leaderboard. Josh Loganvitz, another one of our playoff drivers, trying to have a good qualifying attempt as he makes his way off of turn number 4 to the stripe. And move Loganvitz up to the leaderboard, the top of the board. Josh Smith in the 47 getting his qualifying attempt underway. Down the backstretch and into turn number 3. And Josh Smith is going to collect the checkered flag here. And he's going to go up to P3. Aaron Adcock just took the green flag. Oh, we see Chris McLean in that light blue. That's because he just ran in the Outlaw Series, and he's in the playoffs there. So give me a moment while I remove Chris McLean. See Chris McLean jump up to the top of the leaderboard. There we go. Got rid of that blue on McLean's name. So it looks like everybody except for Jason Lotridge getting ready to make his qualifying attempt with 3 minutes to go. And Lotridge loses it off of turn number 2, catches the inside wall. That's going to end his qualifying attempt. Charlie Elmore sitting on pit road. He has already made his qualifying attempt. Lotridge is going to try to get out there and make another go at it. As he makes his way off turn number 4. And he's going to have just one lap to see what he can do here. As he makes his way across the line, and this is going to be his qualifying lap. He's going to come across the line in the 14th position. Take a quick look back at the standings for tonight. You see Garrett Kinder again has moved on automatically to the championship round with a win last week. He is not here this week. So that's going to allow either Passons or one of the other drivers trying to punch their ticket to the playoffs here tonight, to the final round. Or will a non-playoff driver get the win here tonight? We'll find out in just 100 laps time. JJ Outdoors says, let's go. And absolutely, we got 15 seconds before we get to the starting grid. And then we start race number 2 of our doubleheader here at Texas. Again, thank you all for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching here tonight. Let's take a look at our starting grid. And as always, your starting grid is brought to you by BK Motorsports. And your Chuck Pegleg Felt Award winner tonight is the 5 of Chris McLean. Aaron Adcock will be rolling off from the 2nd position. Josh Lokovitz will be rolling off 3rd with Tracy Passons in the 53 in the 4th position. Josh Smith and Kyle Roberts will round out row number 3 with Josh Oswald and Brandon Wallace in row number 4. Row 5 will be the 20 of Charlie Elmore with the 9 of Mike Veith to his outside. Mickey Isaac will be rolling off from 11th and William Griffith in the 12th position. Alex Veith in 13th, Jason Lotridge in 14th, and Eddie Smith will round out the field here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. So just a few moments from the cars rolling here at Texas. Pace truck's getting ready to get the field rolling here. It's Chris McLean who won the Outlaw race gets the pole here in the truck race tonight. So 15 trucks get ready to do battle here at Texas. You see Kyle Roberts making his way back up towards his starting position. Like Kyle had a little issue at the start here, and he's currently trying to get up into line as the pace truck's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Chris McLean getting ready to lead them down to the starting zone. Aaron Adcock to his outside. And second row, Josh Lokenvitz and Tracy Passons, Josh Smith, Brandon Wallace, all back there, playoff drivers as we approach the starting zone. The green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Texas. Already side by side for the lead as they go down into turn one for the first time. Almost some three-wide racing a little further in the back as we see Tracy Passons back here in the gaggle of the car. We see Josh Smith having a little connection issue right there in front of Josh Oswald as they make their way down into turn number 3 for the first time. Chris McLean is going to lead lap number 1 here at Texas. And McLean showed a lot of speed in the Outlaw race and already showing some speed tonight here in the Rebels race. Josh Lokenvitz runs in that third position, one of our playoff drivers. And as you can see up on the ticker, the blue banners represent the playoff drivers. It looks like Josh Smith may have completely lagged out of the race because he's currently being scored in last place, showing out of the race. So we saw him flashing there for a moment. Looks like he had a little connection issue. Hopefully he can get himself back in the race, and if there's a couple cautions, he can get himself back into contention. But right now, unfortunately, doesn't look too good for the driver of the 47. Josh Lokenvitz all over the back bumper of Aaron Adcock as they make their way down into turns 1 and 2. Adcock runs a little bit higher up than Chris McLean. We saw McLean running the higher line in the first race, and McLean gets a little loose there, tags the wall. And he's able to continue on. Brandon Wallace back here, stuck between Mickey Isaac and Charlie Elmore. Brandon looking to have a good finish tonight to get himself to Phoenix to battle for a championship. Paul Passons says he's watching. Paul, thank you for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to have you. The back of the pack, we see Eddie Smith getting around Kyle Roberts in the 35. Right behind, we see father and son, Mike and Alex Veith, battling side by side. And Brandon Wallace continues to try to run down Charlie Elmore. Up front, Aaron Adcock has a battle on his hands as Josh Lokenvitz is right there trying to make a move. And Adcock going to take a bit of a defensive line down into turns 3 and 4. But Lokenvitz is going to get a great run and try to make a move up on the high side. We saw in the Rebels race tonight that the high slide is available, a viable line here. You see Lokenvitz up to the high side trying to get around. If Paul Passons can get there, give him a little push by Aaron Adcock, although that is Aaron's teammate and uncle in the 53. Now Tracy's going to dive back down to the bottom. Jump up to the high side. Lokovitz is in the wall. Heavy contact with the wall for Lokovitz. And we see the damage to the right side of that machine as Paul Passons is trying to make a move down underneath Aaron Adcock to take over the second position. And he's going to do it. So move Tracy Passons up into second. Now he's got just over a half a second gap to run down Chris McLean. Meanwhile, Josh Lokovitz has Josh Oswald to his inside. And again, hard damage to Josh Lokovitz's 79 machine. Just pushed up into the wall a little hard and has significant damage to the right side of that truck. And a track like Texas here, where aerodynamics and drafting are so premium, that's going to really hinder his chances of moving forward here tonight and punching his ticket to Phoenix. Up front, Tracy Passons running down Chris McLean. Again, trying to get the win here and punch his ticket to Phoenix. We already have one driver punched to Phoenix here, and that's Garrett Kinder, who is not running here tonight. Kinder, of course, is at the NASCAR All-Star Race. So these three drivers stay in line, currently pulled away from the rest of the field. Eddie Smith tearing through the field right now, him and Jason Lottridge. Eddie Smith up 7 positions, Lottridge up 4 positions. Charlie Elmore making some moves as well. Charlie Elmore up into the top 5, getting around the 79 of Josh Lokovitz. Lokovitz continues to fall back after making contact with the wall. There's Brandon Wallace making his way around Josh Lokovitz as well. Brandon Wallace also ran in the Outlaw Series tonight. Saw the pit strategy almost work out in his favor, although another driver that was on the same pit strategy as him, Steve Loving, came home third after almost stealing the race. We'll have to see if Brandon Wallace uses that same strategy here tonight. Back up front, Chris McLean now has a battle on his hands. Tracy Passons down to the inside. Aaron Adcock trying to give a little push here to that 53 machine. And he's going to wheel out to the high side here and leave Tracy hung out on the bottom side. So even though they're teammates, Aaron's not giving much help to Uncle Tracy. A little further back, we see a big gaggle of cars here. Eddie Smith, Josh Lokovitz, Jason Lottridge, William Griffith, Kyle Roberts all in the mix here. Oh, Lottridge really pushes up the track almost into the side of William Griffith. That allows Kyle Roberts to dive down underneath. Here comes Griff looking down underneath Lokovitz. So Lokovitz really struggling right now after getting up into the wall. Continuing to fall back. Looks like he'll have to use his reset on the first round of pit stops here. But so far, we're working lap number 17 and haven't had a caution. Back up at the front, these three drivers continue to do battle with each other. It looks like Josh Smith did not reconnect, so Josh Smith's night is over, and his chances to move on to Phoenix as well are over. Oh, Passons gets the run off the corner, takes a look down to the inside. This time is Aaron Adcock going to give the help to move the 53 on by. Again, the first race, we saw McLean running that high side. He really enjoyed running up there, although it did eat up his tires a little bit. We'll have to see if he's able to learn anything from that first race. So he is able to battle hard on that high side. Passons, though, with the momentum on the low side. And through turns 1 and 2, Passons just not able to carry the momentum to get by the 5 of Chris McLean. As we work lap number 21, we're about halfway through the run. We saw most drivers pit around lap 41 in the first race. And we'll see if anybody tries to run. Ooh, McLean got down on the apron, pushes up the track, got really loose. That's going to allow Passons to make a move down underneath here through the quad oval. And Passons with a great drive through the center of the corner, but again, McLean just too strong up on that high side. Even though they're battling this hard, they are pulling away from the rest of the field. Now Aaron Adcock battling up on the high side here. Aaron Adcock now going for the lead. Cuts between McLean and Passons, and Adcock catches the apron just a little bit, helps that truck turn, and moves the 23 of Aaron Adcock to the lead. Tracy Passons now looking down to the inside of Adcock, trying to take the lead away from the 23. We've got our first takers on pit road. Kyle Roberts. Oh, I take that back. Yeah, Kyle Roberts is on pit road. Now Tracy Passons is going to take the lead away from Aaron Adcock. So Aaron's going to fight back hard on the high side. It's a great battle between Adcock and Passons, and while that's been going on, Josh Oswald has slowly been catching this group in front of him. He was 2.5 seconds behind, and now he's showing just 2 seconds behind, running by himself, trying to run down that group in front of him. That's another 1.5 seconds back to Eddie Smith, who started dead last, currently finds himself up into the 5th position. Back up front, this battle continues. Chris McLean continues to try to get back around Aaron Adcock, not having it done. These are teammates pushing it that hard on each other. Yes, these teammates have been pushing it lap after lap on each other. Neither one of them really helping each other out. Aaron Adcock had the opportunity to push his uncle up to the lead and decided to run it for himself, as we're running lap number 27 of 100. And our leaders now have a 2.5 second lead over fourth place Josh Oswald. Speaking of Josh Oswald, he's in a bit of trouble right now. Eddie Smith running him down, trying to take over that fourth position. Eddie Smith showing a ton of speed here in the early parts of this race. Eddie started dead last, had to make his way through the field. Currently running in the fifth position, running down Josh Oswald. Oswald, as you can see by the ticker highlighted in blue, trying to make his way to Phoenix in 2 weeks. Back up front, Chris McLean, Aaron Adcock are back side by side. And Adcock back into the second position. As we work lap number 30. Again, we're about 11 to 15 laps away from pit stops, depending on what strategy they're running. And if they watched the first race here tonight to see what kind of strategy can actually work, we saw Steve Loving almost steal the win tonight on pit strategy, making a one-stop race. It came up 2 positions short right there on the last lap. I'll have to see if anybody tries that here tonight. Maybe McLean saw that work in the first race, if he's going to try to make that work here tonight as well. Eddie Smith has caught Josh Oswald. And he's looking for a way around the 17 machine. As Aaron Adcock is now right on the back bumper, pushing hard, trying to get the win or the lead here tonight. Again, if Aaron wins, it basically takes a playoff spot away that somebody could win tonight and punch their ticket to Phoenix. McLean trying to work that high side yet again, just like he did in the first race. But it doesn't look like he's got that truck hooked up quite as well on the high side as he did in that first race. Now he's going to make a move down to the bottom. They're side by side off of turn number 4. And McLean's going to be able to take that position away, but Aaron Adcock is going to fight back here on the high side. As we ride along with McLean and we see the door-to-door battle. Aaron Adcock's going to have to tuck back in line. Well, he's going to look back down to the inside here off of turn number 4. This is a great battle here for the second position, and as this is going on, it's allowing Tracy Parsons just to pull away. And these are all teammates here. The Po-Man Motorsports stable. And Adcock really had to lift there to keep from running over his teammate. While those two are battling side by side, Tracy Passion's lead has grown to over a second. Eddie Smith was able to get around Josh Oswald. And a couple drivers hitting pit road already. William Griffith has hit pit lane. As this battle is continuing here, McLean's going to let Aaron Adcock by. And McLean's going to hit pit road. And he almost, wow, drove it in so hard. I thought he was going to speed on pit road, but able to get into pit road so hard. We saw Mike Veith pitting as well. William Griffith just coming off of pit road. Steve Lemon says one stop is possible and more fuel saving on the first run. Push it to lap 50 versus lap 49. And now we see Tracy Passions making his way down onto pit road. Although nowhere near as aggressive as Chris McLean made it on the pit road, as he's down and away. That's going to give the lead to Aaron Adcock. Now Aaron Adcock making his way down onto pit road. See how hard he's pushing it down. Does he get down to pit road speed? Doesn't look like he got slowed down in time. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Eddie Smith also making his way down on the pit road. Josh Oswald, Brandon Wallace, Charlie Elmore, Mickey Isaac all on pit road. That's going to give the lead to Jason Lotridge. Although I'm really curious to see if Aaron Adcock has a penalty here. You see the tires went on and he's still stationary. So unfortunately for Aaron Adcock, getting a speeding penalty, and that's going to take him out of the race unless we get a caution. Jason Lotridge, still your leader off of turn number 4. Alex Veith running in the tire tracks, back in second place. And then Chris McLean still currently running in third, and he's got a almost 5 second lead over Tracy Passions. So McLean able to gain 5 seconds by as hard as he pushed into pit road. And you saw how aggressively McLean did get himself on the pit road, and Aaron Adcock tried doing the same thing. Unfortunately, he found himself on the wrong end of a speeding penalty. Aaron Adcock currently running in the 14th position, 2 laps down. Now a battle for the lead shaping up here is Alex Veith working around Jason Lotridge. Although Lotridge able to run back around him on the high side. Both these drivers pushing hard to stay out as long as they can. Lotridge showing a bit of a block down the backstretch. Here comes Veith down to the low line. Off of turn number 4, Jason Lotridge is going to continue to lead. Heath looking back down to the bottom through turns 1 and 2. Is he going to be able to pull a bit of a slider here off of turn number 2? He's going to take the lead away from Jason Lottridge. Lottridge trying to take that position back. He's right there on the back bumper as they make their way down into turns 3 and 4. And Lottridge going to hit the brakes. He's going to make his way down onto pit road. And Alex Veith is going to take over the lead of the race, get himself a lap led in that 51 machine. I think Alex Veith is running that fuel-saving strategy as well. So we ride along here with the driver of the 51. And the yellow flag is out. And it looks like it's for the 9 of Mike Veith, who's currently on pit road. And that's going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind of the night. As we take a look to see what happened to the driver of the 9 machine. We see Veith running in front of Charlie Elmore. And, just catches the grass a little bit. And then Elmore and him make a little bit of contact. And Veith gets that that little bit of glitch there. He gets stuck up in the wall. And that allows everybody to come back down pit road. Now, Alex Veith comes in the leader. Chris McLean comes in second. He's also going to make his way down onto pit road. And for these drivers, this is going to be their last pit stop. I think this will be the only pit stop they're going to need. They'll be able to stretch it with some fuel saving here to the end. As we watch the race off of pit road. Charlie Elmore. Oh, it looks like Alex Veith off pit road first. Josh Oswald back off second. Chris McLean in the third position. Tracy Parsons fourth. Eddie Smith in fifth. Brandon Wallace takes just 2 tires. Comes out in sixth. Logan Vitz seventh. Kyle Roberts in eighth. Mickey Isaac out in ninth. Griff back on the lead lap in 10th. So Griff getting that lucky dog to get himself back onto the lead lap. He should come down pit road this time. You see a little bit of damage to the right side of that 12 machine. Should be able to come down pit road here and get that fixed up. And Alex Veith is your leader. Steve Loving says in the chat, if they go green, the people are going to run out unless they save aggressively. This is going to be awesome. And it is going to be awesome to watch. We saw Steve Loving do exactly that, save aggressively through the second run to get himself into a huge lead. At one point, he had a 26-second lead over second place. That second place driver was Chris McLean, who was able to drive up to Loving and pass him on the last lap. But for some of these drivers, somebody might try to make that pit strategy work. Especially with the caution flag right here, anything is possible. This really shakes up the game quite a bit. Of course, while we've got a moment, we want to thank everybody who makes the original Rebels Racing League Holl Sheet Metal Truck Series possible. Of course, Holl Heating and Sheet Metal as the primary sponsor. Memory of Ray Cobb. Smeel Racing Designs, Shibu and New Crypto, Peg Leg Felts, P&J Motorsports, Evil Empire SimSport, Thunderstruck Super Series, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Smeel Racing Designs, BK Motorsports, and Sabuski window tinting. As Chris McLean dives down pit road, he's going to top off here on 1 to go to put a little extra fuel in his tank. It looks like he is the only one coming down pit road to top off. So Chris McLean trying to sweep the night here. First on raw speed and the second one on strategy. Alex Veith is going to choose the inside. Josh the Jet Oswald to the high side. Then Tracy Passions and Eddie Smith. Now we saw the speed that Eddie Smith was showing in the first run. Although speed is not what you're going to really need in this last run to make it to the end. You're going to need the fuel savings. So as Chris McLean rolls back to the back of the pack. But here we go. Alex Veith is going to lead him back down to the restart zone. Josh Oswald to his outside. Tracy Passions, Eddie Smith back in second. Row 3, Brandon Walsh, Josh Lokovitz, a couple more playoff drivers. Again, your playoff drivers are indicated up in the ticker by the blue background. As the pace truck peels off, Alex Veith leads them down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Texas, and a great jump for Alex Veith over Josh Oswald. Oswald with a great jump as well, as we're looking 3 wide. Eddie Smith way up to the high side, falling back a little bit. I think he got a little loose getting into the corner. He falls all the way back into the 7th position. While up front, Alex Veith is leading over Josh Oswald. These two are pulling away as Tracy Passions and Josh Lokovitz battle for second and third. And now Tracy Passions showing the speed. He's making his way up, trying to get around Josh Oswald and Alex Veith as Oswald takes a look down to the inside of Alex Veith and move Oswald up into the lead. He's going to get a little push here from Tracy Passions. Josh Lokovitz trying to follow along as well. Alex Veith is going to get stuck up on that high side and get freight trained, and he's fallen all the way back into the 5th position. As the field makes their way down into turns 1 and 2. How about Mickey Isaac? Up into the 4th position, having a great run here tonight. As Tracy Passions taking a look down to the inside of Josh Oswald. And now Lokovitz going to follow through as well. Again, these 3 playoff drivers here trying to get the win to punch their ticket to Phoenix. Oh, Kyle Roberts hard up into the wall. Everybody having to take evasive action to avoid the 35. See the heavy damage to the right side of that machine. And he really clobbered that wall. That's causing him to slide backwards as Charlie Elmore is going to get around. Tracy Passions has Josh Lokovitz all over the back bumper. Lokovitz trying to take the lead here as they go down into turns 3 and 4. Lokovitz down to the low side. Gets loose, gets really loose underneath Tracy Passions. Has to gather it up, and he stays door to door with the 53. A great piece of driving for that 79 machine. He's going to tuck back in line behind. He's going to try to make another go at it, but a great save for that 79 machine. It's now Josh Oswald taking a look down to the inside of Lokovitz to try to take that 2nd position back. As they're door to door, side by side through the quad oval. Lokovich, though, fighting hard back on the high side. As they are still door-to-door, side-by-side, going into turn number 3. Just behind him, Mickey Isaac and Chris McLean kind of running in line. Neither one of them really pushing the issue. As I say that, McLean makes a move down to the inside of Mickey Isaac to try to take away that 4th position. And Josh Oswald sideways through turns 2, allowing Josh Lokovich to get back down to the inside. Now Lokovich hits the apron. He gets a little loose there, but able to slide up in front of Josh Oswald as here comes Chris McLean back into the mix here. While all this battling is going on behind, Tracy Passions has opened up a 0.7 of a second lead over this group of 4 behind him. We're coming to 40 laps to go here at Texas. Tracy Passions trying to automatically punch his ticket to Phoenix with a win. Chris McLean sitting back and forth trying to sweep both truck races here tonight. Josh Lokovich and Josh Oswald trying to move themselves to Phoenix as well. McLean down to the bottom. He's going to get around Josh Oswald. So move McLean up into the 3rd position. Meanwhile, Josh Lokovich continuing to try to run down Tracy Passions. He's eaten into that lead a little bit. He's gained 0.2 of a second. This battle continues up here up front. Josh Lokovich is continuing to hold off a hard-charging Chris McLean. Now McLean gets around Lokovich pretty easy right there, and McLean's going to try to run down Tracy Passions, but the gap is 1.4 seconds. Sorry, 1.1 seconds. Passions doesn't look like he's saving any fuel. Get that truck wide open through turns 3 and 4. You're not going to save any fuel with the truck wide open. In that first race, we heard Steve Loving shutting the truck off, dropping the clutch, able to save some fuel. But we're not hearing that out of these drivers here tonight. As Tracy Passions continues to lead as we just complete lap number 66 of 100. Let's take you through the field here. As again, Tracy Passions is your leader. One of our playoff drivers trying to punch his ticket to Phoenix. Chris McLean sits back in second. Won the Outlaw Truck Series race. Punched his ticket to Phoenix in that series, trying to sweep here tonight on Sunday night. Josh Oswald runs back in third, another one of our playoff drivers trying to get himself to Phoenix in 2 weeks, along with Josh Lokovitz running in line right behind Oswald, another one of our playoff drivers. Mickey Isaac up 6 positions, currently up into the 5th position, having a great run in the top 5. And how about the Griffnoser back in 6th? Saw himself a lap down earlier, got the lucky dog. Now he finds himself in the 6th position, running just ahead of his teammate Brandon Wallace in the 99. Wallace trying to get himself to Phoenix to battle for a championship as well. Has Eddie Smith right behind him. Eddie Smith started dead last, up 7 positions, up into the 8th position. He was running up near the top 5 for a little while. And then after the pit stops, found himself sliding backwards. But watch for Eddie to make a move here, as he's always saves fuel, saves his machine. It might be a threat there at the end. Charlie Elmore running back in the 9th position. Then Kyle Roberts, who pancaked the right side of that truck, still holding on to a top 10 at the moment. Alex Veith, the last truck on the lead lap, runs back in the 11th position. We saw him lead a few laps. Now he finds himself in a bit of a pickle, but it sounds like he might be saving a bit of fuel here, trying to steal one here tonight. Jason Lottridge currently running in 12th, but not on the track. Then Mike Veith back in, well, now he's in 12th, as he was able to pass Jason Lottridge. Jason Lottridge has retired. We see him out at the top of the screen. Puts 3 drivers out of the race. Jason Lottridge, Aaron Adcock, and Josh Smith. Josh Smith, one of those playoff drivers, unfortunately will not be punching his way to Phoenix, as his internet dropped out on him on the first lap and put him out of the race. Chris McLean trying to run down Tracy Passons. So we take a look at the lap by lap right here, and pretty even between the two of them, going back and forth with lap times. So Kyle Roberts has made his way down onto pit road. And Mickey Isaac has a bit of a battle. He's trying to get around the 79 of Lokenvitz. Had a bit of a run, lost it, as he was right on the back bumper of Lokenvitz a moment ago. We see Lokenvitz pushing up the track, running that little bit higher lane through turns 1 and 2. Mike Veith also making his way down onto pit road. And we saw Alex Veith. Let's ride along with Alex here. Let's see if he's... Sounded like he was saving a bit of fuel here through turns 1 and 2. Let's see if that's what he's continuing to do. Not quite as aggressively saving as we've heard some people tonight. Tracy Passons on pit road. Josh Lokovitz on pit road as well. That's going to give the lead to Chris McLean. Now we know Chris did come down and pit to top off, although it doesn't look like he was saving anything on this run, so we'll have to see when he's going to make his way down onto pit road. Josh Oswald down onto pit road, comes to a stop in his stall. Chris McLean now makes his way down on the pit road. Not quite as aggressive as we saw earlier. So Mickey Isaac is going to assume the lead here at Texas Motor Speedway. How about William Griffith running back in second and Brandon Wallace in third? Now Brandon, another driver who's got a chance to steal it here. As we see Tracy Parsons on those fresh tires making his way through the field. Now Griff makes his way down onto pit road. So we're seeing all sorts of strategy playing out here. And when Isaac comes across the line this time, we'll have just 20 laps to go. So Isaac makes his way off of turn number 2. See Kyle Roberts, after pitting, able to move right on by that 0-1. Roberts still a lot of damage to the right side of that machine, but able to put himself back on the lead lap. Here comes Tracy Parsons, trying to get around and put himself back on the lead lap, and he will. Charlie Elmore down on pit road. And with 20 laps to go, I imagine we're going to start seeing a flurry of cars making their way down onto pit road. Some drivers taking 2 tires, some drivers maybe just taking a splash of fuel. We see Griff took 2 tires, Passions took 4, McLean took 4. Currently only 5 trucks on the lead lap. Mickey Isaac, Eddie Smith, Brandon Wallace, Alex Veith, and Tracy Parsons. Parsons had to do it the hard way to get himself back on the lead lap. Here comes Josh Lokovitz on fresh tires, trying to get his lap back as well, and he will. Chris McLean looking to get his lap back from Mickey Isaac as well. So now we have 7 cars on the lead lap. And as we cross the line here, we'll have just 16 laps to go. Josh Oswald trying to get around the 12 of William Griffith. It's a battle currently for 8th, but looks like it will be for 4th when the pit stops cycle through. I don't think anybody is saved enough to try to make it to the end. Mike Veith on pit road. Someone asked me to pull Mickey in the booth. Ask him how confident he is. He's actually not in the Discord that I can see. So unfortunately, I am not able to pull him into the booth as Josh Oswald makes his way around Mickey to get himself back onto the lead lap. Here comes Griff as well. Eddie Smith is catching Isaac fast. And Mickey is saving quite a bit of fuel. We can see right along with Mickey here, his lap times. Yeah, you can see how early he's lifted up off the throttle, how easily he's bringing it back to the throttle. Not quite the lifting or the shutting off that we heard in the first race, but definitely trying to save a bit of fuel. Running almost a second slower than second place Eddie Smith, and 2 seconds slower than the drivers that have just pit. Oops. Though we see Eddie Smith right here in second. Doesn't sound like he's saving any fuel at all. As he goes right on by the 01 of Mickey Isaac. And now Eddie Smith's starting to shut the truck off. So we're just saying it didn't sound like he was saving any fuel. And as I say that, he ends up shutting the truck off in the middle of the corner, trying to save aggressively here at the end with just 10 laps to go. As we ride along with Eddie here. So even running those fast lap times, Eddie's able to save a little bit of fuel, but is it going to be enough? More importantly, Brandon Wallace running back in the third position. He's got a 12 and a half second gap over fourth place, Tracy Passon. So if Eddie Smith and Mickey Isaac cannot make it to the end, could Brandon Wallace steal the win here to punch his ticket to Phoenix? As Eddie Smith crosses the line, we have just 8 laps to go. Alex Veith has made his way down and off of pit road. Steve Lovig says, epic, I live for strategy, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. We take a look at Eddie Smith back to Tracy Passons. You see just how much faster Tracy's running, really not much. And Tracy has made his way back on the pit road on lap 75, so we know he can make it. So Eddie, even though he's saving, still running only about a half a second slower per lap than fourth place Tracy Passons. If we go back to Brandon Wallace, we take a look at his Tracy Passons. Passons is running more than a second a lap faster than the 99. So Brandon Wallace definitely trying to save some fuel here to lock himself into Phoenix, but it's going to be up to if Eddie Smith and Mickey Isaac have enough to make it to the end. Back to Eddie up front with just 5 laps to go. Cross the line. Just 6 miles left here at Texas. Eddie Smith trying to save as much as he can. Tyler Rice says howdy from the actual Texas Motor Speedway. Tyler, good to see you joining us here tonight as you're watching an epic battle here at the end. Eddie Smith trying to save enough fuel to make it to the end with just 3 laps to go. Him and Mickey Isaac trying to get up here at the front, stay up at the front with the fuel strategy. Brandon Wallace still has a 4.5 second lead back to 4th place Tracy Passons. As they come off of turn number 4, Eddie Smith sees the 2 to go signal from the flag stand. Does he have enough fuel in the tank to make it to the end? And if not, can he coast the 5.5 seconds back to 3rd place Brandon Wallace? Through turns 3 and 4, the white flag is in the air. Just 1 more lap to go for Eddie Smith. Again, has he saved enough fuel? Can he make it to the end without running out? Same for Mickey Isaac and Brandon Wallace. Eddie off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Mickey Isaac is right there as well off of turn or into turn number 3. Checkered flag is in the air. Eddie Smith comes from the back of the field to win here at Texas on strategy. Mickey Isaac comes home in 2nd. Brandon Wallace is going to make that strategy pay off as well in the 3rd position. Tracy Passons comes home 4th. And Chris McLean, pounds the wall, comes down pit road. And that is going to put Josh Lokenvitz up another position in the 5th place. But how about Eddie Smith here? Not even having enough fuel for a burnout as he's making his way down the backstretch. Trying to find a place to do a little celebration. Does he have enough fuel in the tank to burn it down here out in the front stretch? So he goes sliding down through the grass and onto pit road. And the Rebels Truck Demolition Derby is about to begin. And Eddie even saved enough fuel for some burnouts. Let's take a look at the full results here tonight. As Eddie Smith comes home your winner. Mickey Isaac back in 2nd. Brandon Wallace in 3rd. Tracy Passons in 4th, and Josh Lokovitz in 5th. Josh Oswald comes home 6th. William Griffith in 7th. Charlie Elmore in the 8th position. Chris McLean and Alex Veith round out your top 10. Kyle Roberts comes home 11th. Mike Veith in 12th. Jason Lotridge, Aaron Adcock, and Josh Smith round out the rest of the field. Again, Josh Smith having some connection issues, dropping out in the first lap. Tough luck for him, but not so tough luck for our winner tonight, Eddie Smith, with just a fantastic run, saving the fuel, and man, what a race. We'll get our top 3 in just a moment as we get them situated in our waiting room. And as always, your post-race interviews are brought to you by Thunderstruck Super Series. Let's see if we can get our third place finisher tonight, Brandon Wallace, into the booth. Brandon, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh, how you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing well. Let me turn down your volume just a little bit. You're a little loud on my end. There we go. Great run tonight, coming home third. Hopefully, it's enough to punch your ticket to Phoenix in 2 weeks. But did you learn anything from running that Outlaw Series race? Because we know Steve Loving almost won it on fuel strategy, and it looks like you were trying to run that same fuel strategy in both races. And it didn't work out for you in the first one, but definitely worked out for you here in the second one.
Yeah, I knew exactly how far we could go, and after that, and I made it across the finish line like Loving did, but I ran out of fuel in 3 and 4 there, so I kind of knew. And then Eddie kind of snookered me a little. He was drafting behind me for the first half of the get go. I was saving as soon as we left pit road.
And a caution that we didn't have in the first race definitely probably helped you out a little bit in the second race as well. Did that caution surprise you after the first one went green flag from flag to flag?
Yeah, I did. I really expected this one to be the same. Matter of fact, I was gonna kind of three-stop it. And after seeing the first one how it played out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to lap 40 and then do 40 and 20, something like that. Not try to run it as long as I did because I saw how much track position I lost by staying out.
Well, a great job here tonight. I'm hoping the points come up quick enough so I can make the announcement here on track. But it looks like you might have enough to get to Phoenix next week. So hopefully we'll talk to you at Phoenix. If not, it's been a hell of a season for you, and I'm sure you can't be too disappointed with the way the season went so far.
No, man, it's been a great one so far.
Well, before we let you go, anyone want to thank any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I got a shout out to, of course, all my Reaper teammates, even Oswald, even though he calls me names and drives me dirty most of the time. But we're missing half of them. They're all at Texas. Kinder and Coach and all those guys and Jonah. We missed them in the race tonight. And of course, you guys for broadcasting. And we missed Pegleg. He's running elsewhere tonight. And Kinder Farm and Ranch and everybody that helped puts on this league, man. We sure appreciate their help.
Well, we appreciate the shout out as well. And again, hopefully we'll be talking to you in 2 weeks at Phoenix.
All right. Thank you, brother. Have a good evening.
You as well. That's your third place finisher, Brandon Wallace. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Mickey Isaac. Mickey, you got Josh up with you. Got me?
Hey, Josh, how you doing?
Man, great job tonight coming home second. Using the same fuel strategy as Eddie Smith and Brandon Wallace to get up into the top three. I had one person asking me to pull you in the booth. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to because you weren't in the Discord. But how confident were you towards the end of that you were going to make it to the end, or were you sweating a little bit there towards the end?
No, I was sweating. Kept watching that black bar, and it was like I was trying to calculate it up in my head, and I was going to be like a half lap short, so I just kept clutching and letting off early, and I knew I was going to run out, just didn't know where.
Yeah, it was impressive. Half the field ran the stay out as long as you can strategy. The other half decided to come down pit road. And at what point did you kind of figure you made your bed? Did you think this was going to work out the way it did?
When they went in at 75, I was watching the window, and it was like 23 laps and something until I ran out, and I was like, I can save it. But whenever we pitted for the caution, I started to go back in with 2 to go and top off. I wish I would have. I could have been right there behind Eddie, but live and learn.
For sure. And I know there was the same strategy that was pulled in the Outlaw Series. Did you happen to watch that race at all? And did you get any strategy from that?
No, I watched like 5 minutes of it. It was early on, and I didn't. I was just taking a gamble.
Yeah, and the caution in the middle of the race kind of helped this strategy work for you as well. Were you kind of surprised to see the caution come out as clean as people were running tonight?
Yeah, because it was spread out real bad, and everybody was saving tires and fuel, and that caution come out kind of reset everything.
For sure. Well, a great job tonight coming home P2. Before we let you go, anyone want to thank any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
I don't know who's watching, but we shout out to all the fans out there and all the guys in the league. You for broadcasting and all this stuff. It's a lot of fun. Appreciate all y'all do. Oh, so it's been a minute. See you.
Have a great one. That was your second place finisher, Mickey Isaac. Let's bring in your winner tonight, Eddie Smith. Eddie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh.
Man, what a run. Coming from starting dead last, driving yourself through the field, falling back a little bit after that yellow, and end up saving enough fuel to make it to the end and getting a burnout. How great was that here tonight for you?
Yeah, that was fun. I appreciate him letting me race with him tonight. I like that group of guys a whole lot, so it was a lot of fun. Just trying to stay out of any kind of potential playoff drivers' way. Just made it up. I think it was like fifth or so, and then we had that caution. And man, I'd watched the outlaw race a little bit and saw a couple of drivers try to make it, and I said, well, you know what? I don't reckon I'm gonna be able to make it through the field. I might as well just try to save some gas. So me and Brandon Wallace back there just saving together. Both of us like being overly Canadian, going, no, you go first, no, you, and we were just trying to save as much as possible. And yeah, it just worked out good. Mickey was trying to do the same thing, and just was able to save just enough to push there at the end and get around Brandon and get around Mickey and get the win. So pretty fun race. I always enjoy it.
For sure. And watching the outlaw race kind of helped out there for sure as well. And yeah, just when that yellow came out halfway through, did that kind of put a kink in your strategy, or did you think that was the point where you'd be able to make it to the end?
I wasn't gonna do a one-stop strategy. If it stayed green, I was gonna do two, but I don't know. I just when I came out of pits and I was fourth or fifth or whatever it was, and I was like, well, let me just try saving to the end. I think I can make it. And so I don't know. I'm not very good at saving gas normally, but I just seen it done, and I thought, well, just give it a try. It'll be fun just to try it and just see. I'm not really racing for anything, so see if we can get her done. I figured they'd run us back down on tires, but looks like we was running fast enough to keep it from happening.
Yeah, we saw in the outlaw race the tires running down the fuel savers, but tonight it was just the opposite. As you got the win tonight, and you're the Evil Empire SimSport Hard Charger Award winner, gaining 14 positions, starting dead last, and making it up to the front. So congratulations for that as well.
All right, thank you, man.
Well, before we let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank all the admins, Griff, for running this series, allowing me to come in and race, especially towards the end of the playoffs. Had some guys out, so a little bit bigger field's always good. But yeah, I want to thank all the guys that are racing around, everybody in Discord having fun, having a laugh. So always a lot of fun. Thank you for broadcasting. Always appreciate you and Intensity. Y'all do a great job. So yeah.
Well, I do appreciate that. And again, congratulations on the win. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
All right, man. Thanks.
There you have it, your winner tonight, Eddie Smith, also the Hard Charger Award winner tonight. Unfortunately, we don't have the points up quick enough to see who did and didn't move on. But check out ORRLeague.com. The points will be up there as well. And we will try to update you as quickly as you can. Of course, we want to congratulate again Eddie Smith with the win. Mickey Isaac and Brandon Wallace, your top three, saving enough fuel to make it to the end. Impressive run for them tonight. I want to thank all the sponsors of the league, especially Holl Heating Sheet Metal, the series sponsor, and everybody who helps this league go on. In 2 weeks, we'll be taking a break for Memorial Day next weekend. So in 2 weeks, we'll be right back here on Sunday night for our doubleheader. It'll be championship weekend from Phoenix. You're not going to want to miss that. So check that out here on Intensity. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over and out.